with a person that is interested and courageous enough to be able to meet head on the symptoms of their life. That's really what we're like, the exact symptoms, not a trauma complex. Yes, they're probably trauma complexes, but we're not dealing with trauma complexes. We're dealing with your unique stories that are behind what has set up in the symptoms of your life. The techniques we use are, you would analyze, you would do what I call dream mapping, because everyone has dreams. And even if a person says that they're not dreaming, they have had a dream. And whatever dream that comes up, even if it's a past one, even though I have found that most people will all of a sudden have a dream when they know that they're going to be doing the work, because the instincts know, the instinctual consciousness knows that it can be heard. So it's going to say, I'm going to speak. But even if that's not the case, the dream that comes up is the dream that is going to be presented to you is the dream the instinctual consciousness wanted to bring. This is the beginning stages of learning how to listen to the instinctual consciousness and not the trauma complex. When people do fortune stuff like astrology or tarot decks, they'll ask the cards, what relationship, is this a good relationship for me to get into? That's the same thing that we do with our instinctual consciousness. We're always telling it through the trauma complex what we want, how we want things to be, how we want things. We're not relating to anything in the environment. We're just demanding certain things, and we think somehow that it's going to tell us something that we want to hear. What I'm saying is, like, instead of asking like you would the tarot cards a wrong question, you would ask your instinctual consciousness, there's a symptom here in my life. I have this really toxic relationship I'm in, or whatever the aspect of the actual relationship is, not abstracted toxic. Like, I do this with this person at this time, all the time, and this is how it ends up, right? The exact scene. You ask the instinctual consciousness, what do you think about this? You don't ask it, should I divorce or break up, or is there a better person, right? Because you're telling it, you're doing a leading question, and in court that's a no-no, right? It presupposes an outcome already. We're asking it to tell us what it wants to do, and the dream can do that immediately. The ability to write down the dream in the way that we do how we write the dreams down in just the scene. That's the first step. And really, there's a lot in that. Yes, you have to get better at dream mapping. Yes, there are things that you have to unlearn, and things that you have to learn in order to ask the dream what it's really trying to tell you, the amount of information that's really in the dream. And this is hard for people to understand too. If you live in a world where you think that dreams are just the figments of what you ate last night, or they're just going over material that you went through during the day before, then the complex already has you in its grip. You can't. Where are you going to go from there? When you do a dream mapping, you start to realize that the simplest of dreams have massive amounts of bandwidth and are trying to connect you with emotional material. And in my opinion, it's every time. So I think the dream work is the most accessible way. I don't think everyone will be able to do dream mapping for anyone's dreams. But I do think people really can become an expert enough at their own dreams to enter the first stages, the first levels of competent communication between their dominant ego mind and their own instinctual consciousness. I think that's one of the first steps. And there's other ways. There's autobiographical screenplays. There's other mechanisms that we have that ultimately all kind of come together. But dreams are immediately accessible. There's a lot to this dreaming thing. It's not a light matter, and so I'm not expecting people to say, "Oh, I have a dream, I write it down," and then go, "Well, I wrote it down." Like yes, you have to engage with it, and you have to learn its language. I guess that's the answer. That if I was going to answer your question in the simplest form, you have to learn the language of the instinctual consciousness, and it's speaking to you through the dream, through the imagery of your life. It's speaking very clearly.